All right. Hello, knockouts. Listen, trying to get my thing together. All right. Hello, knockouts. Tonya TKO here. And I'm just coming in live real quick because I feel like I've been in a vortex and I don't know what's going on out there in the world. And I wanted you all to give me some updates about, because I know that a lot of you have your ear to the ground and you know what's going on out there. So I just wanted to touch base real quick. I'll give you all a few moments to come on in because I see that the numbers are coming in slow. All right. So let me ask, do you all notice anything different about me? Anything? Is there anything different that you all noticed about me? Let's see who's going to be the first person to say it. Let's see. Welcome. So who's the first person? I am Serene. Thank you. All of you other bums. You don't care about my new look. Hey, everybody. Chrissy, you late now. Serene already done said it first. You all are worse than the boyfriend that doesn't pay attention to you to the differences. You know what I heard? I heard the average boyfriend, this is not for, skin folk, cannot tell what his girlfriend's eye color is. And I was like, is that so? So you all know I have grown out my pandemic hair. And now you see that I've gone back to blonde. So you probably know what that means, right? What do you think that means? What do you think that means? You know what? Speaking of makeup, let me take this gum out my mouth. And I want to ask you all a question. I only have about 15 minutes of broadcast because I'm about to head out, right? And then we'll come back and we'll do a live show. Somebody says traveling. Yeah, Victoria is right. Victoria is right. We are getting ready to make our transition back into California. So I had to dye my hair first so that I could then get ready to put my texturizer in it to get it to lay down real flat, because you know how I love my hair flat. I just think that looks really good on me. So yeah, so it's happening. So you know how I travel. It takes me it takes me like a week or two to get where I'm going because I have to city hop. So listen, I want to ask you all a question. You know what? And this will be what we talk about later, because I ended up getting into an argument yesterday about this scenario, right? So a man brings his woman home to meet his fiance, or yeah, he brings his fiance home to meet his family, right? Or no, he brings the woman he's dating home to meet his family. And the family asks if they could see the girl without makeup on. And this is what the controversy was about. Me personally, I didn't see how that was controversial because I'm on that end. So I want to know what your thoughts are. Do you think it's controversial for family to be like, oh, can we see what your girlfriend looks like without makeup on? Maybe, you know what? Hey, Shetty, maybe that is disrespectful. I don't know. So these people are Nigerian. The guy brings the girl back to his village, right? And the family wants to see what she looks like without makeup on. Who finds this problematic? If you find this problematic, put up a 1. If you don't, put up a 2. If you don't find it problematic, so everybody's putting up 1. Well, you know what, Miss Logic, you should probably start saving up your pennies, because if you want something to happen, right, you need to set the intention and you need to start behaving as if it's going to happen. So she said, if I do a healing retreat, she'll start saving up her pennies. Remember, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. You know what I'm saying? So if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So start saving your pennies and set the intention that will happen, and then that way you will be ready when it does. You know what I'm saying? So somebody is saying, I don't think it is. So let's see. I don't think it's so. Serena saying, I don't think it is. There was a case in China where the husband sued the wife for her looks after the children was born. You know, I saw that too, but I don't know if that story was real or not. Somebody needs to snope that, because she got all this plastic surgery, then the kids came out looking like her old self, and they claimed the man sued and all this, that, and the other. But who knows whether or not that's true? You know, the internet be coming up with all types of jokes and stuff. Right? So, you know, so somebody is saying, I don't wear makeup, just gloss and mascara. Wait, she said I would be offended. Okay, well, you know what? Listen, you know what? I take pride in my beautiful glowing skin, and I would take it as a challenge. I'd be like, game on, bitches, game on. And I'd be like, and so this is what they said. And the thing is said, the girl did not want to wash off her makeup, so they offered her some wipes. She still didn't want to wipe it off. But you know what? I guess it's none of their business. If he likes her, then that's all that really matters. You know, I guess that's the point. If he likes her. I think, you see what, but the skin is the window to your health. Skin is the window to your health. You can tell what's going on inside of a person's intestines, what diseases may be happening in different parts of them through their skin. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can understand why a family would be concerned about a person covering up potential health issues. And I can see how a man may not feel comfortable enough to ask on his own, and so the family's taking it into their hands. So Design is saying that I keep my skin clear and I don't wear makeup. I do wear makeup. So if I went to go meet somebody's family and I knew that it was important for our families to mesh together, and I think that there's reason for concern, you know. But you know what? Listen, everybody got to live their life how they see fit. But nonetheless, how are you all out there doing? I saw somebody say that they were getting over a breakup. People breaking up during pandemic? Oh my gosh. Hold on, I need to take care of something real quick. All right. Somebody's pet died during pandemic? I wear makeup because I love makeup, but I have good skin. I take care of it. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. In cultures where families are all involved in the matrimonial process and involved in the relationship after, I can understand why the family would want to know if there's some issues that may lay there that no one knows about. You know, it's like, you know what? It's like we in some. I remember I was watching this show on Hulu. No, on Prime, called Mrs. Maisel, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And so Mrs. Maisel was divorced from her husband, and she was going to be getting married again. So this was a Jewish woman in New York in the 1960s, around that area. I don't know how many of you have seen this show. So when she met a guy that she wanted to get married to, the man brought his financials to the father. And the father went through his financials and saw what state the man was in financially. And it's like, on the one hand, we want people to be forthright with us about what it is that they can do, what type of life they can provide, etc. Right? We want men to be straight up about whether or not they have money and all these other things, right? But yet we're coming into the relationship with caked on makeup, waist cinchers, all types of plastic surgeries for those who take that route. And we don't allow our real selves to show. And we want realness, but we're not bringing realness, right? So I don't know. In the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, oh, weave as well, because there's some of us out there who are purporting a genotype that we don't have the capacity to grow ourselves. So we are purporting that we have this Brazilian hair growing out of our heads, making it seem like we have a whole different genetic makeup, right? And then when all is said and done, you were perpetrating, I don't want to say you were perpetrating a fraud. Can I say perpetrating a fraud? Can I say that? But it's like, we want all of this realness, but we as women, how real are we? How willing are we to let people see our true selves, see what our face looks like? And so the people inside of the group who we were having this conversation, they were angry at me, right? They were angry at me, saying that I didn't see a problem with it, right? And they were like, what's wrong with you, this, that, and the other. And at the end of the conversation, they were like, what makes you think that she was wearing a mask? And I say, by the time you come to visit someone's family and you have on so much makeup that they are asking to see you without it, that means that you have a lot of it caked on. And so there's a lot of us that are living a doggone lie. What about us is real? What is real? Really? What's real? Hair ain't real. Waist cinched up, making it look like we work out when we really don't. Then they get a partner to come live up in our house and you eating all types of muffins. You don't have the lifestyle that supports the figure that you're claiming to have. I love the word muffin. Isn't that such a fun word? But no, but it's true. It's like, you go into the dating world, and the thing is that, men are visual creatures. So they get tricked by all of the accoutrements on the outside. And the sad part about it is, the sad part about it is that men fall for these visual tricks. So that when you see a person who looks plain-faced, you're like, oh, there's something missing, right? They're like, oh, something ain't there. And then they see somebody else with all of the stuff banging out on their face. And another thing that I've been noticing recently, have you all noticed women getting these surgeries to make their butts look bigger and their waist look smaller and everything just looks out of proportion, legs don't even match and stuff like that? And it's like, you as a woman, you see it and you're like, ugh. But then men see it and they're like, oh my God, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they get tricked by it. And if you're not doing that, you really stand less of a chance of being able to snag a person because they are all in awe over that mess. You know what I mean? Looking like Bug's Life, Lord of mercy, exactly. So, all right. So listen, when I was doing my research this past week, right? When I was doing my research this past week, there were a certain portion of men who I interviewed who said that it's difficult for them to be faithful. It's difficult for them to settle on one woman. Listen to this. Listen. You know what? I'm going to let you all answer. They said it's difficult to settle on one woman. I'm going to let you all figure out why. Start putting your answers up. Why do you think that they were saying it's difficult to settle on one woman? I want you, thank you. Someone saying, I love you, research. Thank you. You know what? When it comes to making videos about people, right? You'd be surprised how many people just come out with their own personal point of view and they don't really dive into it. So somebody's saying women are easy, too many options, because they have too many options, because they're greedy. I'll tell you all what they said. They said because of Instagram. Listen to this. Because of Instagram. Because they see these women with their filters and their poses, and they feel that there's an accessibility that exists. So like when it comes to magazines and movies and this type of stuff, there's a barrier. You know, oh, this person is famous, they're on TV, they're in the magazine. There's you got to go through their agent, you got to call the magazine. How will you get in touch with them? But on Instagram, so yes, there were cheaters before Instagram, DP is saying, or Dr. Wyatt. There were cheaters before Instagram. But from what it is that I'm hearing, that I'm not even talking about cheating, I'm talking about settling down. Cheating and settling down are different things, right? And there's an accessibility to the girls on Instagram. They seem more real, right? More real. So they seem more accessible. You could slide into their DMs. You have direct contact to them. You're able to see all of these different faces on Instagram of women that you're like, oh, you know, this is a regular, this is what's available out there. This type of beauty is available out there. Why would I settle for this when this type of beauty is accessible? And you know what I'm talking about, because there's a certain look that is like that's out now. You know, the Brazilian wavy hair, the highlights on the cheeks, the lips looking so nice and pert, you know, titties turned upward, waist in slim, booty out big. And it's like, there's no, all you see are the just like with these mommy blogs and stuff like that. All you see are little prim, proper, well-dressed little kids, well-behaved. You don't see them hollering around with putting on their shirt and hair looking a mess, shitty diapers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And so there's a fantasy that exists for this fantasy life that exists, but there's no fantasy person, but people get fooled by the fantasy. And somebody's saying, what about when they take it off? You know, it's like, I think it's like, remember how Jacques Cousteau and all of these, what do you call it? All of these old explorers, how they were searching for the fountain of youth, Leif Erikson, and all of these guys were out there searching for this mystical fountain of youth, right? Falling off the edge of the earth, searching for this mystical thing that exists. And I think that, so what ended up happening before, there were surveys that were done. They surveyed men before and they surveyed them after, looking at porn, looking at high-end magazine covers, and what they thought of their significant other before looking at the porn and before looking at the magazines was higher than after they looked at it. After they looked at it, a significant number of the men were more dissatisfied with their partners than before they looked at the stimuli. So now, and so Mojo is saying real men don't get caught up in all that superficial crap. You know, I want to sit here and be like, oh no, it's just fake men. Those not real men. Oh, right. But I think it's important for us to hear what's being said. Hear what's being said. You know, you could choose to reject it if you want to, but hear what's being said. I'm giving you some insight into what it is that and you know what? When I'm interviewing these men, right? I know the term real men, like what is a real man? What is a real woman, right? When I interview these men, they open up and they share intimate details with me because I don't judge. I listen to what it is that they're saying and I take notes and I use it as a point of reference. So now you could go and be like, you a fake man, you're not a real man, this, that, and the other, but I'm telling you what's out there. And I'm trying to educate you on what it is that you're up against, right? And it's kind of like, because women, we pride security and those sorts of things, right? And so it's like, if you see this abundance of men, showing their money and showing their big houses and all this other stuff, it can skew and give you a false sense of what is truly available for you out there. So nonetheless, listen, it takes a man growing up past that point, because these are stages. It takes a man growing up past that stage to really understand that, this stuff is superficial. But it's really kind of like Leif Erikson and Jacques Cousteau, who are out there searching for this thing that doesn't exist, searching for this beautiful woman who won't cause too much upheaval to his life, who won't be too in the way for what it is that he has going on. You know what I mean? That she'll be there like a parakeet, to be kept in a cage, available for when you want to see the beauty, but not coming out of its area. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. I personally, and I'm going to be really honest with you all, and then I'm going to jump out of the video, right? I'm going to be really honest with you. I've lost I can't think of the word. Respect is not it. Respect is not the right word. But it's not, I've lowered my expectation. I would say I've become disappointed. I've become disappointed by what it is that I have learned about the true nature of men. I've become disappointed, in the lower vibration. Yeah, that's the right word, disappointed. Thank you, Serene. Serene is on point today. I've become disappointed. And I've become disappointed. It takes a special type of man to really rise above his egoic center and realize that there are some things that he can improve. It takes a special type of man. But unfortunately, what is out there on average, what's out there on average is very disappointing. And the crazy part about it is, most people have not done. I got to jump out of here now, but most people haven't done the internal work. And there are people out there who blame women for not maintaining, healthy relationships with people who are unhealthy. You know what I mean? Not even healthy relationships, not maintaining relationships, so that there's a certain portion of women who feel a pressure to be in any type of relationship, whether healthy or not. But the pickings that they have to choose from is, look, let me tell you, a great portion of the women that you see out there with wedding photos up in their banners on Facebook, there's a reason why. They trying to convince themselves. Listen, let me jump out of here. I will see you all a little bit later. We'll broadcast again. Make sure that you're on my mailing list, TonyaTKO.com/subscribe. Make sure that you contribute to my videos by going to TonyaTKO.com/support. Any amount will help. The Cash App and PayPal links are also below. And I will see you all a little bit later. I'm going to send out a message when we go live again, because I'll probably turn on the phone lines and take some phone calls. But you know what? Why don't you all write in the comments what you would like to talk about on tonight's show, so that I could read them. When I come back in, I'm gonna read through and see what it is that we'll talk about on tonight's show. All right? I will see you all later. Leave your comments for what the topic for tonight should be, and stay tuned, because I'm gonna turn on the phone lines. Make sure you're on my mailing list, because I'm gonna send the message to you all first. All right? Peace. Try to stay up. Oh my goodness, you must be in Hawaii.